Hello and welcome everybody, it's your good friend Fruge, and I am joined by Executioner, or Josh and Don here.
What's up?
And we are taking a look at the brand new Steam controller here that I have now covered up Josh's entire face with. It's perfectly, like, I didn't do this on purpose.
All hail Lord Gaben.
All hail Lord Gaben. It's a nice box, it's got the Steam logo up there, it's got the clamshell going on. You know,
foam or plastic?
It's kind of the paper thing.
Okay.
You know, the paper mache type thing.
You got your quick start.
You got your quick start guide right here.
I assume a USB cable is in there. The micro USB cable. Well, there's a port for it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to mention that. So there is a micro USB cable, and I can't show it to you on camera. We got the product guide. You know, don't try to eat this. Don't insert it in places you're not supposed to. So it also comes with a small USB dongle. It's about yay big. I have it plugged in right now, so you can't see it. But they also include an extender with like a little stand on it. Like if you've seen some of these things before. I tried to get it on camera, but it'll just look bad and out of focus. So, but basically, you've got a long USB micro cord, goes to a small stand, and you can put the dongle in that and put it somewhere where it's more convenient. So you can plug it into the back of your computer case and put that in the front. And that's so here we go. There is the Steam controller. As you can see here, we've got two haptic touch feedbacks. We've got one with a D-pad indent. We have one blank one. We've got your 4 buttons. We've got a analog right here. On the top of the controller, we have 2 digital triggers or bumpers. We have 2 analog triggers that are dual stage, and I've kind of got a indent like towards the end here, so you can tell when you fully pushed it down. And then we've also got these grip buttons here.
Like
now,
paddles.
yeah, these are kind of like these paddles. So they call these the left and right grips, or LG. So you've got LB, LT, or LT, RT, LB, RB, right trigger, left trigger, grip.
They kind of remind me of, I highly doubt if you ever used one before or held one before. Scuff controller. Scuff controller.
Yeah.
If you've seen those, or Scuff controllers are insanely expensive because usually they take a default Microsoft one and then you can customize the living crap out of it.
Well, they're doing that on the new Elite Xbox pad.
Those. So I wouldn't mind having one of those.
Yeah.
Those look really nice.
So this is basically following that trend, and they've included it. And this is about a $50 controller. So that's kind of a nice addition. It's very useful. One thing, let me go ahead and pop this off here, is probably my least favorite part about this. Here we got the battery cover. Just a small piece of plastic. And you can see here, this is actually what the grips are. They're just small buttons that you push right here. Yeah. So it's just a basic switch. And this cover is actually just making you hit the switch. So it's kind of an interface for the button.
I'm a little scared about, like, you bring that up too, especially if you break that back panel, for whatever reason you might break it, or just, plastic.
Well, it should
snaps.
be easy to get one sent to you, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So here we've got the interior, we've got their Steam controls here, and the 2 batteries actually go right here in the grips, which is kind of unusual.
That's what, like the Ouya controller.
Yeah.
You had on the grips, they put the batteries on both sides of the grips, so you pull them out.
Yeah, this gives it a lot of its weight here. Also, it's odd. The 2 batteries go in the same way. So we've got negative, positive in there. So I also think it's, it's new. It is a vastly different controller. So here, just to show up, here we've got the 360 pad. Let me zoom this out a little bit so we can kind of get both of them here. You can compare this to, this is the Special Edition 360 one with the transforming cross there. So this is the Steam controller compared to it here. You can see the Steam controller is
roughly the same.
It's roughly the same. It's a little bit bigger, and it's a little thicker, as you can see here. So it's got a little bit more going on. And actually, like, holding the 2, Steam controller is definitely weightier. Like, here, hold this. These are both with batteries in them.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
You can tell the Steam controller's got significantly more weight.
Well, because they got the batteries right here in the dead center as opposed to spreading out to your 2 sides. So it's not as... It's more, the way it's
distributedly different.
It's distributed to the left and right, which is what you're going to hold anyway, so it feels lighter. It's like I said, it's a very interesting controller. It's going to take you time to get used to.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll get an explanation of how you get into.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the whole thing on the stream here, but for the most part, I like this. There is one downside I found with this, and we'll get into this, but you can't mix and match these two controllers. Like, we had originally hoped to do some two-player games.
Try Broforce, and Broforce was that controller was not letting say no, you don't have a 360 controller at all. Yeah. Now I'm not sure. This isn't a 360 controller. I wonder if you can do a wired, like your standard plug-and-play wired pad.
Probably not.
If it would even catch, and it might be the same issue as well.
Yeah, because what it seems this is doing is Steam is basically making this emulate the 360 pad. Like, this controller pretends to be a bunch of other controllers. Like, it can pretend to be the keyboard. It can pretend to be the mouse. Like, it emulates a lot of different things with these touch pads, and we'll actually show some of that here on the stream today. It's pretty versatile. But when it pretends to be a joystick, it pretends to be a 360 joystick. So I'm curious if other joysticks would work instead.
You mean like an X-Arcade or anything like it's just anything?
X-Arcade will definitely work because that's a keyboard.
Okay.
But like, I wonder if like the fight stick would work because that's a 360 plug-in pad technically.
I got a couple. I got the I've got a hacked up Type S at home. Cable.
I'm curious if a PlayStation pad would work or an Xbox One pad would work. Those are the things. Unfortunately, I don't have those around to test, so.
I might have something in the house.
We'll have to try those some other time, but or just some Logitech pads. But it does seem like the Steam controller is kind of taken over the detection. It also does not play nice with other controllers. I found, as you know, I've got the whole cockpit set up here. You know, I've got the flight sticks and everything, and I've got some unusual configuration to make them all work together as one controller. So I was using Virtual Joy. Does not play nice with big picture control. In fact, it actually causes the big picture mode to have some issues as far as the keyboard. It'll basically, there's no way to tell Steam big picture mode, hey, only talk to this. It will try to talk to every device you have plugged in, and if you have a lot like I do, it gets confused because like throttles are, you can't really get a throttle usually perfect 0.
Right.
It's either up or it's down, and it confuses the big picture mode. So that would be nice. Steam, put in an option so I can tell you what big picture mode is. I really don't want to use big picture mode with my flight stick. And if I did want to use it with my flight stick, I want to tell you I want to use it with my flight stick. So I had to disconnect all that stuff. So
it'd be kind of weird, like.
Yeah. While I'm looking through this, the haptic feedback on this is very hard to explain, but there is a series of motors going on beneath the surface here that they're not just active on the game touch pads, they're also active when I'm like ticking through the different buttons here with the analog stick. Like, I can feel a very slight vibration. It will often trigger with the nope, not on Steam. No, Eastside's not there. Well, I'm just going to send a silly message to your brother there who's away on his mobile. So, here's the thing. This is the on-screen keyboard that they have included with this. And you can actually pull this up in games that require typing. Like, I was actually using this to search the Civlopedia in Civ Beyond Earth. And basically, you're using the two touch pads to select these two sides of everything. And it's pretty good. Like, it's not the same as keyboard, obviously. And I can't seem to get it. It's not wanting to capitalize. Oh, that's right. Wrong button. Left grip, not left trigger. So it'll kind of suggest things, and you basically just move your fingers around here and kind of pick everything you want here, and it's pretty good. It's one of the better on-screen keyboards I've seen. Screen, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not doing so well trying to type on this because it's not as easy. But yeah, I mean, dividing the keyboard up into the two halves and being able to look around with this, pretty good. It's got a haptic keyboard. Like, every time I go on one of these keys, you can kind of hear it click. Probably can't pick it up on camera, but
you can feel in the pad.
You feel it in the pad, so you know when you're on here, and it all flows together very nice. So very happy with this on-screen keyboard. When you're not in Steam, it defaults to this desktop configuration. And this is what it does whenever you're not in Steam. And it's designed, again, to be on the desktop itself. I suppose you could reconfigure this for your individual games.
I'm sure. I mean, that's because we said about like trying to put an emulator in here and see if it would play through Steam. Because I have some of my emulators shortcutted through Steam just to I can do clip screenshots and simple stuff like that. It makes it easier.
We haven't tested it. I think it should work if you can add it to Steam, but basically it's very much tied into Steam. That's the way the controller's set up. You can see here's the configuration screen here. Not going to get too much into this here, but it is very configurable. Just to show you some examples, you can set, just a half pull, completely pull, how you want it to be, the trigger range. You can make it analog. You can set shift buttons. So quite a lot of different features here. Key bindings. Can act as a mouse. You can also set up. Yeah, this is something interesting. So you can turn this. Let's see. You can make these. You can turn this into direction pads, buttons, mouse and joystick. You can have 2 joysticks if you want. Turn this into a scroll wheel, touch menu. So it's pretty versatile. And what I like about this is, as we pull up some of these games here, I think I set up the stream for Freedom Planet, I believe.
You originally started. Yeah, you would start.
So for example, let's actually go ahead and pull up a game.